Hello, Mary Mead. So this is going to be Venefica's Occult Findings number 9. So this is a collective haul over various witchy items I have acquired over the last few months. So let me start by a gift from my hubby. It's this stone. He found it while out walking. I'm not completely sure what kind of stone it is. I think it's some sort of quartz, but it's just sweet that he remembered me. And then something I picked up 2 days ago. It's this a candle holder. As you can see, it's purple and it has 2 layers. So inside of it is the pattern of the Tree of Life. And then when you burn a candle in it, that will light up, which I think is really, really pretty. And also it was dirt cheap. It was 14 Norwegian crowns, which would be about... it's under $3. And the next 2 items are hair toys. One is this wooden comb with a moon on top. Now I got this because it has this rustic feel and it's so small it can barely hold my bum. But it's very good for meditation and the like, because I can actually lie down and such, because it's so small I don't bump my head into it. So for ritual or for meditation where I might need to move around a bit, this one is great. Also use it for everyday life, but that was the intention when I bought it. And then there's this. When I saw it, I just had to have it. It just looks like a sorceress's staff. This is quartz, and I'm not sure actually what stone this is. Some sort of jasper, I think. And then we have a Celtic knot here. So I just fell in love with that. And then there are some pendulums. Now you might ask, do that woman really need more pendulums? And the answer is probably no, she doesn't. But I just can't help myself, I'm addicted to them. So let me start with this one. I've made this myself. If I can actually get it to hang properly, because it's kind of... obviously I can't right now, because it's completely tangled itself. But you can see the basic idea here. It is shells for the most part. So yeah, shells, little rocks, and the like. It has completely tangled itself, but that's okay, you get the basic idea. And then I got this cat's eye pendulum. I just fell in love with this little detail here, with this bead, this framed bead. Just put it in that glass. And I got this pendulum, which is a bottle. There's a quartz on the top, and then there's an amethyst here, and there's just tiny little gemstones inside of it, which float in some liquid. I just think that's cute. And then there's this one. It's in some sort of agate, but I just love that spiral. That just the end is just metal. End of the other one was a stone, but this one just isn't. I just like that swirl. It reminds me of something from Nightmare Before Christmas. And then there's this amethyst pyramid pendulum. There are amethyst here, here, and here, so it's tipped with an amethyst pyramid, then there's a little bit of amethyst here, and there's a little amethyst point at the end, and there's a little tiny amethyst to hold it by. Then there's this copper pendulum. And this one I really like. It has quite a bit of weight to it, and as I've said before, I like weighty pendulums. Just copper on the end, copper the chain, and this simple copper. Wait, I might actually start to use this one quite a bit. Most of the pendulums I buy, I try them out usually, and they go in my collection. But a few I really feel a resonance with, and those I start using. And I think this might be one of them. I've considered getting a little bag for it and keeping that in my purse so that I always have a pendulum available should I need it. And then there's this, which is brass, if I'm not completely mistaken. Just a classical, simple pendulum with a little bead at the end. Also in brass. It's either copper or brass, I think it's brass. Okay, let's get on to decks of oracle cards. It's this one, which I haven't opened yet because I just got it. I've been waiting for this so long. It's the Book of Shadow Tarot kit. And like I said, I can't say anything about it because I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the shrink wrap. But just the concept is so neat. I just can't wait to dig into this. And then it's another one I've just gotten, so I haven't taken the shrink wrap off yet. I just got it yesterday and I haven't had time to sit down with it yet. This is it. The Egyptian Oracle cards. It's from Los Scarabeo, and it's not a tarot deck, it's an oracle card, but I really like the concept of it, and I'm just in love with ancient Egypt, though I think I said before, I have always this nagging thing in my mind that that's not right, which makes me think that I might have a past life there, not sure, might be just my imagination. And yeah, the Book of Shadows Tarot is from Los Scarabeo as well, and I might be mangling that name. And then there's a deck I bought which are self-published. It is based on Charmed. I had to have it because Charmed is my favorite. It's my favorite TV series. Now, this is a bad deck. If you are very, very, very much a fan of Charm, you might like it just for that. But it's not that the cards themselves are that bad. First of all, only the major arcana are illustrated. But fair enough, a lot of those that are self-published are, because it's a lot of work to publish all of them. But even those that are, the illustrations are very small, and also half of the time it doesn't match the symbolism of the tarot. It's like, for example, they have if they're gonna use the characters from TV series, I would have said that Piper should have been the Empress, because it's the card that most symbolizes femininity and motherhood, and in the series she becomes a goddess at some point, a mother goddess. So, but she isn't. It's like the person just randomly selected characters to put on instead of just looking at the symbolism and trying to match it. I mean, I have some I can't talk today. Some favorite series and book series and so on that I would have loved to make tarot cards from. But then I sit down and I think, okay, going with the symbolism of that series and the symbolism of the tarot, what would make sense here? Those that made this haven't done that. But It's a fun little deck, I guess, for the collection. Not much to do divination with, though. Now, of course, it's this one that I have done a review of already, the Rose Knight Tarot. Yes, then we go on to books. And what I have is, I don't think I've shown this already, but if I have, then bear with me. It's The Path of Druidry, Walking the Ancient Greenway by Penny Billington. And this is from Levelle. And of course, since it's nearing the end of the year, I have started to collect Levellen's various yearly publications of books. So we have the Witch's Datebook 2013. And I just love these. They have so much useful information, and it is an almanac I definitely recommend, and I will do a full review of it eventually. And of course, my favorite of their yearly publications, Levellen's Witch's Bella Day Almanac. This one is always great. I haven't had time to read through all of this yet, and I definitely not just for the year they are made for, because these are very much practical magic, ways to bring magic into your everyday life, which, like I said before, I'm very much in favor of. So just a lot of useful spells in here. And then we have the Reiki Magic Guide to Self-Attunement by Brett Bevel, and this is by Crossing Press. Now, I haven't read this book yet, but it is highly recommended. Now, why I'm interested in self-attunement? Now, like I said, I'm very much into working with energy. And my mother is a Reiki practitioner, and a very good one at that. You might wonder, why haven't you gone and got yourself an attunement? Mostly because one of my coven brothers, quite a bit of time back, told me a story that sort of freaked me out, and later I've been thinking, I realized that the story he told isn't common, it just in some it freaks me out. Basically what he told me about was that the Reiki master he studied under, she was hosting a class, and she decided that one of her students was evil. So she decided, instead of opening up those various connections, she decided to shut them off. And I got, okay, no, I don't want anyone messing with that. So I know that is an irrational fear, but there you have it. Will I probably go and get myself a Reiki attunement eventually? Yes. Do I want to try self-attunement first? Probably. And I think it might work, because I've been working so much with other energy systems. So we'll see. And then we have another book for that fascination I have with bringing magic into everyday life, and that is Mr. B's Guide to Household Witchery. And I started reading this book, and it is amazing. I'm going to do a full review of this as well. This is by Razor Books. And it's just all sorts of spells, ingredients, correspondences for everyday household articles, and how to use that in magic for everyday concerns, problems, and so on. It's basically just what it says. It's household magic. And I really, really like that idea. And then we have Divine Healing Hands by Paul Power by 9. Excuse me. It's the Soul Power series. Divine Healing Hands by Dr. or Master Chi Gang Sha. I think that's right. So yeah, it's about energy healing. I can't say too much about this book yet, because I've just opened it and come through some of the sections, but I have always had warm hands, and that sort of runs a bit in the family, So for me it's very natural to use my hands for energy work, and I want to explore that some more, therefore I got that book. And then we have Divine Healing Hands is from it doesn't say Atira, I think the publisher is. And then we have Everyday Witch Book of Rituals by Deborah Fleck. And this is again just a lot of very practical rituals. So yeah, I might do a full review of this one eventually too. I've seen that I've done too few book reviews lately, and I want to kick myself back into action with that. And this is from Llewellyn. Like I said, I really like Llewellyn. It's like someone said, the way you buy books from Llewellyn and talk about that publisher constantly, you're gonna name your first child Llewellyn. Well, nah, I'm not planning on having children, but if I did, perhaps not. And then we have Lords of the Left-Hand Path, Forbidden Practices and Spiritual Heresies, from the Cult of Set to the Church of Satan, by Stephen E. Flowers. So yeah, it's about the Left-Hand Path. It's less about the rituals and more about the history, but there are some rituals and such in here as well. I haven't read it completely through. And I'm not sure what the publisher is named, but it has that symbol there. And then I have, within the cards, Using Knowledge and Psychic Vision to Read the Tarot, by Rowan Pendragon. I wonder if that was his birth name. This is basically one of those from a little publishing house. I'm not even sure if it has a publishing house. No, it seems to be self-published, I think. Yeah, it's an interesting little book about the tarot. And that's about it, except for one thing. These earrings, which I don't know if you can see it. It's earrings with the Magician from the tarot, and one of them has a little charm that says love, and the other a little skull. So yeah, I just fell for those earrings and had to have them. I'm a bit strange that way. I can't seem to get them back in my ears, so perhaps I should do this when the video is done. Here we go. So yeah, that is my haul. I hope you enjoyed it. So some of the things I will do full reviews of, and I hope you have a great continued week and a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and blessed be.